Texas A&M and Bobby Petrino have brought in Jaylen Henderson, a transfer quarterback from Fresno State. What does this mean for the 2023 offense, the 2023 quarterback room? Jimbo Fisher, Bobby Petrino, we're going to break it all down here on Southeastern 14. Hello, everyone. I'm Blayne Gilmer. Welcome to Southeastern 14, covering all things SEC football here. Over the last few months, Chris Lee, Blake Lovell, they've been holding down basketball and baseball on the SEC front, and we're going to be having a bunch of that baseball coverage coming up with the NCAA tournament right around the corner. But as we record this, we're talking about Jaylen Henderson, a dual-threat quarterback who hasn't, quite honestly, seen much time during his 2 seasons at Fresno State. He transfers over to Texas A&M. So what does that mean for the Aggie roster and for Bobby Petrino's offense? I say Bobby Petrino's offense. We're just assuming that Jimbo Fisher is actually going to let him have the keys to the castle, so to speak, and run it how he wants to run it. Listen, Bobby Petrino has coached Lamar Jackson before, right? He's coached dual threat quarterbacks. We saw actually in the spring game a willingness in College Station to run the quarterback this year. I don't know that Jaylen Henderson is going to come in and actually have a shot to win this quarterback competition, win the starting job when it comes to fall camp. But what I do think this does is it absolutely frees up Bobby Petrino to be as creative as he possibly can. And if that means using Connor Weigman's legs, which he has plenty of capability and he's a big body that can run the football effectively, then this frees you up to do more of that. Because now not only do you have Max Johnson there, who's very capable and has played a lot in the SEC and is a good runner himself, but now they have a chance to take Marcel Reed, who is a true freshman and has game-breaking speed and a very high ceiling, played in a pro-style type offense out of Nashville, a private school in Nashville. Now they can say, okay, Marcel, you're going to redshirt this year. You're going to sit and learn, and they don't have to worry about if something happens. Does Marcel Reed have to get thrust into playing, or is it Max Johnson, all that kind of stuff? No, they have another guy in Jaylen Henderson that can come in now and learn this system under Bobby Petrino, and I think it truly unlocks a lot more of this offense because I don't care whether it's Amari Daniels or Le'Veon Moss, who it is at running back. I'm not so sure that the running back position is going to be the strength. Now, I know Ruben Owens comes in. He's a freshman. A lot of people are excited about. But even still, I don't think that running the football, traditionally with the running backs is going to be necessarily the strength of this offense. I really like what Texas A&M has on the outside and Evan Stewart and Moose Muhammad. I really think those guys are very talented. I like the tight end room. They've got Jake Johnson. They've got Donovan Green, guys that can produce at tight end and are young, exciting players. But I think that being able to just be dynamic at quarterback, we've seen it in the SEC West with Jaden Daniels at LSU last year, what he was able to do with his legs. We've seen Alabama quarterbacks in the past, even Bryce Young, who wasn't necessarily a runner. He was able to extend plays, create out of the pocket, and he could absolutely hurt you when he needed to. That being a dynamic quarterback and having that in your arsenal, I think that's something that Bobby Petrino now, but because of this addition in the quarterback room in Jaylen Henderson, he is going to be able to do more things and run more of that, the power read, the zone read, the things like that. And Connor Weigman, like I said, big body, athletic guy. I think he's definitely going to be their guy after you saw the performance in the spring and the rapport he's built up with Evan Stewart, Moose Muhammad, and that receiving core there. And then, of course, you can't forget Aniyah Smith, who can do pretty much anything. He can line up in the backfield. He can be a slot receiver. He can be all over the field, a dynamic player. So if you have that true run threat at quarterback, it does nothing but make those weapons on the outside that much more dynamic. And I just think Connor Weigman is going to be freed up a little bit with this transfer. We saw Anthony Richardson at Florida last year, and Billy Napier could not run him. Why? Because he didn't have quarterback depth behind him, and he was scared if he ran him too much in the SEC, the pounding that you take, that he would not be available for the team. And that, as we saw in the NFL Combine, turned out to be a tremendous asset of Anthony Richardson using his legs, and at times he would improvise and use it, but there weren't designed runs for him because they were worried about quarterback depth and injury and all that kind of stuff. That is going to be such a big deal. The difference in having 3 scholarship quarterbacks to 4 scholarship quarterbacks in the SEC, and especially in the day of the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff, it is a big deal. And I think Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher have done well by going out and getting Jaylen Henderson here. And like I said, he's a guy that, he had some Power 5 offers coming out. Louisville, Vanderbilt, he kind of went under recruited a little bit, and now he had a lot of suitors coming out in the portal here, and ends up going to Texas A&M, a place where he's probably not going to play right away, but really liked the system that Bobby Petrino had in place. And is, like I said, I think the impact of it overall, it kind of tells you the direction that this Texas A&M offense is going. I think it's going towards, making the quarterback run game a big part of this offense, using the athleticism of quarterbacks to get an extra number in the box, and being able to do some things that Texas A&M has not done in the last few seasons, especially while these running backs kind of come into their own here for Texas A&M. Would love to know your guys' thoughts on this pickup. Jaylen Henderson, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up playing at some point, because like I said, you're only one injury away, things like that. And I don't know that this move necessarily screams a lot of confidence in Max Johnson as their backup. That may be another reason they went and added this guy, or it may have been just to create separation between Marcel Reed and the prospect of having to play this year. Because like I said, if you're looking for trends here, you add an athletic guy in Jaylen Henderson, a guy that's a dual threat, and then Marcel Reed, who really was in more of a pro-style system. But Marcel Reed is a guy in the future for Texas A&M that you need to look out for, because he has game-breaking speed, a guy that can stick his foot in the ground if he has to climb the pocket, and if there's a crease, he can absolutely go and hurt you, has a very good arm as well. But I think this move is a freed-up move for Petrino and Connor Weigman. They're going to get to really fully explore that offense now, I think, with more depth at the quarterback position. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave your comments, and we greatly appreciate you tuning in to Southeastern 14. I'm Blayne Gilmer, and we'll catch you guys next time.